I'm ready whenever you guys are. I guess. Oh.
What's going on here?
Um.
What do you think this is? That's what I'm.
Oh.
You told me to meet with you today.
Mm-hmm.
We ran into the hall.
Oh yeah, I figured we could just have like a chit chat. Like I'd like to, I guess for me, mostly, I'd like to understand from like maybe history of the psych department, what kind of problems you've been running into, kind of get like a good like background of what's been like, what kind of problems you guys are having, what are you looking for, all that, like the wide range of things. So if there's anything that I can do to help
Okay.
help you guys move forward, I'd like to provide that assistance.
Well, we do. We've got a lot of our main problems handled with like signing in, getting paid. That has been handled. The pay, though, I don't know. It is we don't have the same range as the hospital doctors, which I don't know. I don't even know what.
Yo, real net
how
dog
much
thing,
you
the
guys wanna
fresh
pay
sub.
us or anything like that. I think there's a cap. It's
Oh,
$800. We're getting paid $800 right
um,
now,
it-
and that's before taxes.
really?
Mhm.
So did you just get the sign in, or has that been a thing for a
It's
minute?
been maybe the last month.
Just
Oh
started.
shit. Okay.
Oh yeah, we've been struggling.
So
We have no offices.
I think
and
your
we
pay
have-
is bumped for what it's worth. I'm assuming. So yesterday evening, one of the first things I did was bump the doctor pay to 2,500 from I think 750 or 1,000. Now, I'm assuming that the sign in that you guys are using is going to be the using the same rates, but so if you're able to confirm that, that'd be useful.
So we
If
checked yesterday. We can check again today.
Okay.
Because therapists and doctors are two separate sign-ins
Mhm.
with different permissions and all of that.
Gotcha. All right.
We finally got. I'm in talks with somebody that helped us get our MDT access. We're trying to get our own, so we can have our reports.
Mm.
The only thing that we're really lacking is, we used to have Parsons. We have no Parsons, no facility, and we have no offices. Those are the two things that right now. And we've had a lot of cops that are, saying, hey, we want a 5150 this person. And I said, well, that's great. You're going to put them in jail. And they're like, well, we can't legally put them in jail because they haven't committed a crime. But they're acting in a way that's very erratic and, a danger to themselves and others. And I'm like, well, I have nowhere to put them. And everybody's just, got a open mouth going, then what do we do? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't help you.
That's interesting. That's
So,
interesting.
I
From-
did not put the 5150 in the legislation. Crane did that, assuming that everything was in place. He never spoke to me. Yes, he never spoke to anybody. He just assumed it was active. Everybody just assumed I had everything. I think people
Jesus Christ.
thought I had more power to make things happen than I do.
Yeah.
And they just assumed.
I think that's kind of the kind of my intent with this conversation. I want to make sure that I fully understand what the psych department has, what you guys are able to do, what you guys are lacking, all those kind of things, so that if anything sort of comes across my desk where like I got to weigh in on it, I'm doing so with y'all's best interest at play. One thing that I'm not sure if this has been made aware to you yet is there's the DOJ is currently still sort of figuring out what the jurisdictions are for different things. The way that it has been described to me, but don't like hold me to this because I know it's still like being figured out, is there's like the jurisdiction of Cantor and the medical what is it called, like the medical division, whatever the thing is
Right.
called.
Something like that.
But then there's the counties have oversight on the medical facilities in their county. So for me, transparently, I'm kind of letting them cook right now because I don't know where that starts and ends, right? I'm
Okay.
assuming it's going to be like a Venn diagram, right? Where, like, you know, maybe the mayor can say, hey, guys, here's like a building, right? Here you go.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, the medical department can say, okay, well, these are, like, this is how the governing is. And then maybe we do, I don't know. It's a lot of gray.
Yeah.
But, so,
All
Oh.
right. Well, I mean, for now, I mean, offices would be nice, or an office,
Mhm.
for to do therapy, because we're doing it in the cafeteria at the
Mm.
hospital. There's
Oh
no
my God.
offices there. Yeah.
There's been a number of times where the people have intruded on the sessions and people have gotten hurt.
Oh,
It's-
boy.
It's just unsafe.
Oh, my
unsafe for
God.
patients, so
What if I got
just-
you a building?
That would be
That
I
would be
mean,
nice.
that would be incredible. That would.
Tilly, can you write that down? I can't
I'm already on.
transparently, properties are getting picked up like immediately.
Oh, I know.
And but as an interim, maybe I can find a way to get one. It's not going to be perfect, right? But like, I imagine it's better than a cafeteria.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just something that we can at least lock the door behind us, because
Yeah. I was
yeah.
thinking like a commercial property or something like that. Like,
Yeah, that would work. I mean, honestly, I'm okay with anything at this point.
Okay.
Because the hospital is chaos, and trying to do therapy, like there's tiny exam rooms, but everybody can hear no matter how much you're whispering, and trying to. They're just really tiny,
yeah,
and honestly, there's just no place to do therapy with anyone. So
understandable. Is there okay, so you got the sign in. We're gonna try to get the property. I may be able to work. There's some people I know. I can contact them, see if they've got any vacant properties. Which, like, as a worst case, right? Because maybe I could see if I can get the state to, like, as a worst case, like, rent from somebody and just have them give you full access to it, sort of thing.
okay, yeah.
Ideally, it'd be in the city, so we don't got to worry about, and as close to the hospital as possible, so that it's in a safe location, but also not like in Polito or something, right?
Right.
The
that would work.
legislation. A lot of legislation has been removed.
Yes.
Is the 5150 stuff still up there? Is there legislation you need?
I don't. So this is the thing. There isn't much legislation to have, because the 5150s is basically, forcing somebody into a facility.
True.
We don't have that, so there's not much that you can do. I wanted to
Well-
talk with judges and
Mm.
PD and make sure everybody's in agreement with any kind of ruling that we have with anybody's, mental health issues. I don't want to be the sole person that is responsible for that. I think everybody needs
course.
to have a say on that. I would love to have a meeting to, with a couple of people, so we could all figure out what would be the best way to deal with, if we ever get a facility,
Mm.
how to deal with 5150s, how long they're there. We've had holds, that's kind of like the 72-hour holds.
Mhm.
If nobody sees them in that time, then they're free to go, kind of thing. Like, all of that I want to revamp and see what PD and DOJ wants to do.
I'm going to ask a question that's a little strange,
Okay.
for lack of a better way. Is it, if we got a building, right, like a commercial property, and there was like a facility in there, like a padded room, is that something that might work for some cases? And is that something that
Jesus Christ.
should be? Well, what? Yeah, like yeah. Well, I don't know how the facilities look like,
Give him a straight jacket.
but
too.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
but
Throw him
Well,
in.
I mean,
so
we had Parsons,
mm,
and that was just, they were able to go outside and, you
mhm,
know, not be locked up in a room.
yeah,
I think that would be detrimental to somebody's mental health if they were
Mhm.
forced
Okay.
to stay
yeah. The reason
in
I
a
brought
room
that up
like that.
is I wasn't sure if there might be, let's say, a subset of cases that it might be helpful for, and is that something we want to visit?
If somebody is at that point where they need to be in a padded room or
yeah,
some sort of, I think the prison would be a better option
yeah.
than
Fair
just
enough.
putting them in a solitaire room.
I'd imagine if it came to that point, it would be a temporary thing while they calm down from,
Mm,
for example, like a heightened state. If they're in a state of panic, you're worried about them hurting themselves, but I don't think
Yeah.
long-term treatment in a room like that would be
mm,
viable. But something in the prison, probably, like, if obviously that is far in the future, but something in the prison would be ideal as well. But
Yeah.
that's, not that's in the wind, if that makes sense.
yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean, if you guys did have a facility with enough rooms to be able to incorporate that into the facility, is that something that you guys would want to do?
Possibly. Could you speak up a bit?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. um, yeah. I mean, it's if we had a facility that we could have rooms like that to put. It's kind of like ICU, for the hospital. That's the thing with the, like, I wanted to lay down all of the rules and regulations for admitting people into a facility like that. I don't want to be the sole person doing that because I want other people's input and what we think would be reasonable and fair for somebody who's in that state. And everybody's input, I think, would be best.
Mm, absolutely. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. This is a very this sort of thing would be affecting everybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why, I mean, I'm very strict with my hiring because we at some point have had a powerful position where we could, we can put somebody, we have the involuntary holds when we would witness somebody acting erratic, and we could call PD and call a judge and say, hey, this person needs to be off the streets. And within, we would present all of the information that we had and our diagnosis. We could take them off the street and put them in Parsons,
Mm,
and that's pretty powerful
yeah.
on our part. And
Mm-hmm.
I made sure that the people that I hired did not abuse that. So it was
Yeah.
a rarity that we would do that. But, the 5150s, we would decide how long they were there too. So I really do want.
Who was
more
saying they're
input
adding another
from
floor to the
the
hospital?
state,
Let's
how we're gonna
all
handle that
guys,
going forward.
guys, let's use that in RP. Shut the fuck up, lunatic. All right. Okay. That makes sense. Is there
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to work on that property. Might take a couple days, but I should at minimum have some kind of answer, right? Like
Okay.
at least on the level of like how possible it is. One thing I am sort of awaiting is seeing what how much money I can like budget out, like by pulling out money and like transferring it and all that.
Right.
But right now I have high hopes for it because I it's crazy to me y'all don't have like at least an office and you're using the cafeteria. Like I'm hearing this and I'm just like, what the fuck? Because
Yes, I know. I've told everybody, and everybody's had the same reaction. And Max knew, everybody knew, and still everybody went, "Let me look into it." And I said, "Okay,
yeah,
cool."
no, I don't
And-
fuck with that. Like I'm sending an email tonight.
But I mean, this is what I've been dealing with. And yes,
Yeah.
we've still been functioning. PD does call us down for, sometimes they want to make sure that this person is, you know, they are concerned about people acting erratic, and they've called us,
Mhm.
and we've come down and done evaluations and on the fly. But it does come to that point where I'm like, I can't put them anywhere. So we'll just keep an eye on their behavior and hopefully they come to therapy. And, that's what we've been doing this whole 7 months. So,
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Let's. Okay. I'm going to. So when you did ask, so you asked Max. You asked. I'm assuming Crane at some point. Did you ever get like a response back, like hey, someone's looking into it, or any sort of like indication as to what's going on?
yeah, well, looking into it, I think because he knew about the the signing in part. I think that was out of like that finally happened. Like some of the stuff that I did ask for finally happened. But it just, they knew we didn't have an office, and he said, "Oh, you can use the, what is it, the staff room up here," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you."
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that was pretty much until they figured out something, but I'm pretty sure we got lost in the fray of the chaos.
Understandable. Would you like to use the? Well, actually, you probably
Nobody
don't want to
wants to
use the
come
staff
here.
room anymore. To be
Yeah,
honest.
nobody wants to come here. I'm like, "Hey, let's
Yeah.
go to the," and they're like, for therapy, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's on
That
the
well,
top floor," and
she
they're
does.
like, "I don't want to go there." And I'm like,
Unfortunate
"Okay."
use of.
Yeah, we've tried to get people up here, and they're just, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with the staff room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Yeah, there's a bed in there now, so it's
Oh.
yeah, it's
That's my bed.
it would yeah. Yeah, it's there's a lot that's been going on over here. All right. Is there okay, this is good. I'm gonna okay, so we track we try to organize everything right from the get. I know it's not hasn't even been 24 hours yet, but that's something that we're doing on our end. So every issue we're looking into, we've got like we got to note it down, and we are going to always be reviewing the open issues. So
Okay.
that way we don't lose sight of it, and for the things that have been waiting for too long, we're going to keep poking the beast, so to
Okay.
speak. So what I would say is give me about a week, and I should at least have some level of a more tangible answer. And I'm going to really push for at least getting a conclusion on what's going on. Like,
Okay.
because I imagine you'd like to, at minimum, know soon or like never or somewhere in between.
Right. It's at this point I'm still doing my job
Mhm.
with nothing. And I
Yeah.
can, I can still do it. It's fine. I've heard it like I said for the last 7 months. "Oh, we'll look into it. Oh, I'm looking into it."
Yeah.
So I've just kind of,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, I
I
have
kind of
a,
gave up a little.
yeah, no, and I don't blame you for that. I also have a very personal investment in this because, you know, we spoke like many months ago where I wanted to get into the department, and
Yeah.
a big reason for that is Psych is something I think the city needs, and they may not realize it.
Yeah.
So I think getting that in place just opens up a lot of opportunities that wouldn't be there otherwise.
Yep. And I can now, I mean, I haven't really been hiring any more people because they're so disappointed in realizing we don't really have anything. So I've been encouraging people to do their private practice. I've been keeping an eye on everybody who does. So when we finally do get stuff, I can scoop them up. So that's what I've been doing all this whole time is keeping an eye on the people who are actually doing this on their own. So I can scoop them up later and, they'll actually have something to do.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
well, like I said, we weren't getting paid either. So and I didn't want to hire a bunch of people that I really couldn't hire,
yeah.
and they really weren't getting paid. And
You end up with
yeah,
a bunch of starving employees.
yeah, well, I mean, the ones that we still have were we yeah, we're struggling because I would have loved to buy a property myself, but don't make enough money to do that.
Yeah.
So, and I am not gonna go out and do G6.
Understandable.
Yeah,
I mean,
we were attempting to
really?
save up at one point, but it's
Yeah.
The prices just got ridiculous. So yeah.
Yeah, it's oh shit, my thing just died. Yeah, the prices are you're competing with people that a million is, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
doing, 8 hours, 9 hours at my government job that barely pays me any money, which I remember what Crane would say that the doctors and government employees should live within their means. Which yay, great, but I would like to provide extra stuff for my department, but I can't because of
Yeah.
my pay.
I have a very, very, very different attitude. Doctors and psych should be the one of the highest paid in the city, as you keep us alive, and you have to use your imagination more than everyone else. So,
Also, the mental abuse that a lot of people
Yeah.
get when you get some cranky people
yeah,
who are dealing with stuff.
yeah.
I mean, I part-time do some of like I stuff, and I've treated people along with everyone else, and
Mm.
man, some of those people get nasty.
Oh,
But
yeah.
everybody, puts on a smile, and they smooth everything over. They do a really great job of keeping the peace. So
Mm.
yeah, they do a lot.
Yep. Hopefully with the the more than 2x pay, like I said, I think it went from like I think 1,000 to 2,500. Hopefully that will help at least alleviate some of the pains you may be facing right now. Obviously that's
Yeah.
not going to garner enough to buy a property, but I'll do my best to see if I can like maybe even get a rental to start, and then eventually we can have maybe a plan in place to try to get a property from someone, or yeah, I'm gonna do what I can.
All right.
Is there
Well,
is there anything you have any questions for me in regards to the psych department, or just like in general?
Sarah, do you have anything that you wanted to?
I was actually just curious. As
Mhm.
it's not really relevant to this, but it is. What kind of sparked your personal investment in the whole aspect of psych? Like prior to the
Um,
election.
I since the inception of my time in Los Santos, like 20 years ago, or however long it's been now, I always end up having to listen to other people's problems, and try to get them not to do stupid things. So, I figured I'd be pretty good at it. It's probably nothing more, not any more, and not any less.
No,
Yeah.
that's appreciated. Honestly,
Yeah.
the fact that you're acknowledging the department and you've taken your time out of the day is really appreciated. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Absolutely. And if
That's
there's
a
any,
lot of what we do is listen to
Mhm.
people's problems and keep
Yeah.
them from doing something stupid.
yep,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It-
yeah. The best thing
it
is
would
most
be
people don't
nice.
like advice, so
yeah.
I feel like more often than not, people are just waiting to hear a yes and not a no.
Right.
But
Well,
There were
Yeah.
plans. There were plans at one point to extend our services to PD as well, which is
Oh.
something that's previously we did. We
Mm.
did, ride along therapy, things like that. But obviously, with things being so hectic at the moment, that's not possible.
Mm.
Maybe it's something we could revisit in the future once things are a
Absolutely.
bit calmer.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
the
think that's a
ride-along
great
therapy
idea.
was good.
Ride along therapy would be very beneficial for
Yeah.
PD.
I I can also
as well as
imagine,
people around them.
like people have lost their loved ones. Someone might go off the edge a little bit, and yeah, I don't know. Like I think I would not be opposed to like mandatory psych evaluation for certain incidents that might happen in the police department. Even if that
Police
yep.
have let me interrupt
Mhm.
right here. Slacks actually had called me several times for incidents that happened within the department where he had an officer cleared before going back on duty. So he would call me and say, "Hey, this happened. You want to see if they're okay to go back on duty?"
Mm.
And we would set up an appointment, or I would go over to MRPD. We'd go in a room and do the whole evaluation and
Mm.
clear them for duty. So they were using us for stuff like that.
Oh, very good. That's
Yeah.
really good to hear.
Could you clarify what, just from my notes, what ride-along therapy is?
We go on a ride along with an officer that is having maybe a tough time, struggling with something, or is just stressed out,
Yeah.
and we get to
To be
experience
fair, you don't want to stop someone from
their job,
continuing on
what
cop
they're dealing with,
if
and then they vent in between the
you,
calls.
you know what
Mhm.
And
you don't want to
while
stop
we're,
cop
riding
RP
along with them.
if you got to
Oh,
wait
that's nice.
for a
Yeah,
very
it's kinda
specific time,
convenient 'cause
whatever. You know
sometimes
what I
they
mean?
don't have the opportunity to go off duty and get therapy. So I made it convenient for them, and they get to do their job. And then in between calls, we can get into some deeper stuff and then put it on pause if something happens and they can respond. So I just kind of made it convenient for PD because a lot of the times they would not make the time or would have a hard time to come to therapy.
Yeah, like if they can't schedule something for like 2
Yeah,
days,
that sounds really nice.
you don't
actually.
wouldn't want to
Yeah,
halt
it was pretty popular back in
that
the day.
cop
so-
from getting on duty, even though it makes RP sense. Like it doesn't work in this world. You know what I mean? So, all right, good shit. All right, perfect. Look, my line is always open. You,
All right.
I considered what you guys do, equivalently as important as a hospital and the police department. So, obviously the things that obviously the facilities aren't there yet, but I'm going to try my best. If anything comes up, they're like, hey, maybe the mayor can help with this.
Okay.
Please do not hesitate.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah,
you. That's-
absolutely.
We're quite used to being the bottom of the barrel and just
Nah.
waiting for things to happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've inquired and asked, and yeah. So
Mhm.
I think I'm just a little numb at this point of asking, like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
So if I'm not excited about it, it's just I think
No,
I'm
no.
at that point of
It-
where
I don't know how you still do it. So trust me, you have nothing to
yeah.
I
Well,
totally get it.
like I tell people, this is not a job. This is a career.
Mm.
This is what I've dedicated my life to. I've been doing this for, 7+ years in this state. So,
Mm.
this is my life, and I'm gonna keep doing it whether I have, a facility or not. If the psych department was gone, I'd still be doing private practice. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah. All
so, yeah.
right. Okay,
I
awesome.
do have a question about not related. It is related to the hospital, but a business proposal. How do
Yeah.
we go about the business proposals?
Oh, so we are starting the way that it works is that the mayors have the ability to approve and deny businesses.
Okay.
I am not a fan of a singular entity being the linchpin of making those decisions. So I am creating the Department of Commerce, which is going to be run by Eve Summers. Ash is going to assist with that as well. And what we're going to be doing is all the proposals are going to be going through that department. That way, this event, we'd like to get to a point where 24/7. So right now, you can actually send one in with a tablet with the business
Okay.
thing.
All right.
But right now, it's pending on the Department of Commerce opening up. Hopefully, we'll get that in the next week, and then we're gonna start going through them. And
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
yeah.
because I'm getting a lot of doctors together. Just a brief. I want to open up a cryogenic center and
Oh.
research facility for the
Okay.
doctors.
Is cryogenics where you like freeze people, right?
Yes.
Congrats on the mayorship.
Actual body parts and organs, and
Okay.
also a research facility so they can research if anybody that is put in a cryogenic state.
Yeah.
They would be stored, and doctors can research at their leisure a way to fix them, cure to the
Mm.
disease or fix any damage that has been done to them. So, yep, that is a recent passion, and I've proposed it to some of the doctors. They're very excited, so we're all gonna pitch in and do a proposal. So,
Mm. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's amazing. I do my like word of advice with this new sort of like code of paint with legislation where there is a very very high desire by the DOJ and other, let's say, stakeholders that legislation exists for everything that might go outside the bounds of outside the bounds of like normality. So
Mhm.
if you think that there's any sort of like legislative things that may be necessary, it's certainly something to consider. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like even something as
I'm gonna
simple as
be
like, hey, these we want to, you know, we're gonna get these bodies, and like we're allowed, like if you're a certified therapist, you can, I think you get what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Well, I'm gonna
Um,
work with Cantor on this and other doctors in the hospital.
mm,
So it just recently popped up because there's somebody that I know has a incurable brain anomaly, and I was joking about the whole Walt Disney thing. If you know about Walt Disney, rumors about him being cryogenically frozen.
mm.
And then I started researching it, and there's more things than just putting bodies in, So anyway, but yeah, so everybody's excited about it, having a research facility and being able to help more with organs and stuff on
Yeah,
kind of like guess layaway.
yeah. I absolutely love this. I think more for the doctors to do, the better.
Yeah.
Um,
So
oh,
I'll be writing that up. That's going to be a whole proposal thing that I'm going to work on. So yeah, I'm just trying to get more people on board and show that there's not just one person trying to run this.
yeah,
I want all the doctors involved that are interested.
hell yeah. Oh,
So
you may be interested in this. One of my platform points, and if you haven't seen our site yet, it's on votenino.com, and a lot of that stuff is going to get migrated to a more Los Santos focused thing. But we are looking to push for private practices, um, specifically for veteran doctors who want to open a private practice. I only bring that to your attention in the event, it's of interest to you.
okay. Well, I mean, I will. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Consider that.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much
Alright.
for your time. Like I said, our phone is always open. I am prioritizing meetings with, folks like yourself. So please do not hesitate.
All right.
All right.
Okay. And if any of you guys need to schedule therapy, I will be
Yeah.
in the yellow pages. I
Yeah.
refuse to call it limitless. Damn it!
Yeah. Yep. It's
I
understandable.
hate it. I hate it so much.
Tilly, you might want to schedule something.
Well, why would you say that, Nino?
Well, I'd like to, I want to see how it goes,
What would I need to schedule? Huh?
for research and development. What do you mean?
What do you mean
Yeah,
for research and
therapy's good
development?
for
You think I need
everybody.
therapy?
I mean, everybody.
Everybody
does
needs
that.
it, yeah.
Everybody does.
Huh? Maybe you should go in there.
Yeah,
Pixie,
Nino.
that's
Maybe
my plan.
you should get therapy.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
my
in it
plan
right now.
eventually,
Yeah.
Is it? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Of course, you're
Pixie
gonna bring me up.
Tarantino. All right. No, thank you so much, though. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
You are taking the time to focus on us, because yeah, we've been neglected for so long.
Yeah. No, I absolutely.
All right.
all right.
Hopefully, I'll hear from some of you guys for therapy.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate
Not
it.
me. I don't need
Alright.
therapy.
She
Okay.
pissed on the bed in the staff room.
Why the fuck are you telling everybody I pissed on the bed? I was marking my territory.
Oh, that explains that twat.
I mean, that's alpha female behavior. So
Thank you. Thank you, Pixie.
I have a
See,
question.
she understands.
Alright.
Is it possible to schedule a psych appointment for a friend?
Yes.
Okay.
You would need that consent first.
Yeah, consent is very.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys again.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Have a good
Anytime.
day.
Take care.
Don't go into the staff room.
All right.
Stop telling everyone I pissed on the bed in this cafe.
I
What
mean,
the hell is wrong with you?
We're a transparent government, all right?
What? That is not transparent.
I mean,
What
if
do
you're
you
drinking
think
enough water it is.